The Border's own 1494 2AY. It's that time again. Catching up with Mark Dixon from Wodonga TAFE. How are you?
I'm very well, Sandra. Good morning.
Now, we've had lots and lots of things happening. Now, where to start? Let's start with the new Minister for Training and Skills and the visit, the very fruitful visit.
It was a great visit last Tuesday. So we've got a new Minister for Training and Skills in Victoria. Her name is Minister Gail Tierney. She came to visit the TAFE for the first time, and she came with a $6.3 million cheque for the TAFE, which is fabulous news. And obviously what we need to make sure is that the TAFE spends that money wisely to the benefit of our community and all our industry partners. So we've got some great ideas as to how we're going to spend some of that money.
Wow, okay. Well, guests like that are always welcome, aren't they?
They are definitely welcome. I'm not denying it, but it's about... The TAFE's done really well. You know that the TAFE was the large training provider of the year in 2015. This year we've got the best student satisfaction rate or ratio across all of the TAFEs in Victoria. Now, you don't get that for nothing, so it's about how we keep reinvesting into TAFE and improving it and making sure our facilities are state-of-the-art facilities. So a big chunk of that money will go to be reinvested into TAFE to make sure we keep that quality there and we keep innovating in terms of the courses and the types of facilities that we have in the TAFE.
Yeah, and those facilities, as you say, are going to be absolutely incredible and already are.
Some of them already are, and we're going to build a nursing simulation lab. That's a good example of where we'll put this money to good use. So our students, instead of just walking into a normal classroom, they'll walk into a completely simulated nursing environment. It will be like walking into a hospital. We'll have simulated patients and all the state-of-the-art equipment to make sure that the students get a real life experience as if they were working in a hospital, and that's really good grounding. You back that up with some placements into the hospital, and again at the end of their training they're really job ready and ready for that job. And there's some good employment outcomes in nursing, as we all know. Yeah,
that's incredible. Now, also something that's happened recently, the Senate passed a bill which may have some ramifications for people.
That's right, quite an important bill, and the Senate passed it on the last day of Parliament, and that's federal Parliament, and it's around the vet fee help loans, which are going to be changed and renamed as vet student loans. But obviously study costs money, and what we want to make sure is that people have an affordable and accessible opportunity to access that education that the TAFE can provide. Those loans and the rules around them have changed. The best way, it's quite a complicated sort of network to work your way through the sort of system if you're not used to it. So to all the listeners, if you want to know about the changes to vet fee help and vet student loans and how you can actually get financial assistance to study, then come and talk to us at the TAFE, because we've got some fantastic experts who are across all of those policy changes and new rules, and will help you to make sure that any course that you want to do is affordable, and if you need access to those loans, we'll show you how to do that.
Now, something else that TAFE does that is really terrific is having graduates in English language, and maybe it's something that a lot of people like myself, we just don't think about that. It's so important though, isn't it?
It's really important, particularly because this region does sort of get a lot of people moving into this region from overseas, and certainly some migrants who are coming from quite difficult and challenging backgrounds. So I met quite a few of our students on our Cert 4 in English language training, and it's a really good opportunity for them to actually get immersed into our community, improve their English language skills, and that puts them on a strong pathway to a job. There was a fabulous family headed up by a great young man called Silva. He came to our awards night, but that family have been in a Sudanese refugee camp for 13 years. They've come over, parents and 9 children, and our community has welcomed them in lots and lots of ways. But one of the key things we need to do with all of those people who come into our community, they want to add value, and they want to be a key part of our community, and they are. If we can help them with some really strong English language training and then a TAFE course that gives them a job at the end of it, that's what they want, because that allows them to give back to our community. Some fabulous people, and it's a real pleasure to be able to help them.
Now, there's another thing that I wanted to mention, and that's the partnership that's really going to help people who are training in hospitality and tourism.
That's a new partnership for us, and we're a bit of a TAFE that likes new partnerships and likes to collaborate. William Angliss Institute is probably recognised as the best expert training establishment for hospitality, catering, events and tourism in the whole of Victoria. They're based in the city, and until that partnership's been formed, I think really the only option for students to get a first-rate qualification in that sort of industry was to go to Melbourne. So we've brought Melbourne to Wodonga.
Excellent.
Not before time, but William Angliss Institute is working in partnership with us, and they offer all of that really, really good training with good industry experts to make sure that all of our students at the TAFE, at Wodonga TAFE, can actually get the best possible training in that sort of hospitality, events and tourism, which we know we need in this region. We've got fabulous restaurants, fabulous tourism opportunities, and a lot of people who want to work in that industry. This gives them the best possible chance to work in that industry with some of the best teachers and trainers that are available in the state.
Now, not to overload Wodonga TAFE too much, but this time of year, not just school leavers, but a lot of people in general are maybe looking at getting new skills or moving into a different job or getting a job and all of that kind of thing. So look, we push them in the direction of Wodonga TAFE so that they can really find out what's available.
They can, and as I've said lots of times, a lot of people don't know what we offer at the TAFE, and they don't know what they don't know. You know, young people wanting their first job, other people wanting to actually change careers. The best thing that they can do is actually come and have a chat and find out what those options are and how to fund their next career change or their first career. So they can have a look on our website. They can actually come along and see us at the TAFE. That's probably the best way.
Yeah.
We'll sit down with them and we'll give them all of the options so that they can make a really well-informed decision on what they want to do next.
All right, and from Wodonga TAFE, Mark Dixon, thanks so much.
Thank you again, and we'll see you shortly. Thank you.